Good evening, everybody. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Good evening, everybody. Uh, we're getting ready to put in some work. It's time. It's time to put in some work. uh, a little on fire tonight, so you're gonna have to walk with me. We are. We're gonna get into business. We're gonna get all the way into business. Look over my notes. I see some people tune in. Alhamdulillah. And thank you for everybody tuning in. This is the BOC podcast, the Black Owned and Controlled podcast, where we stand strictly for Black independence, where we believe that Black people should own and control their own destiny as opposed to being owned and being controlled by other people's destiny, which is the current state that Black people are in. We are being owned and we are being controlled by everything and everybody in this country. Uh, uh, we don't have the power and influence that we believe we have, and that we have been manipulated into believing that we do have. And with that being said, I just want to say that anything that anybody ever see me post, don't get offended. Keep your emotions in your purse or in your wallet or both of them. I'm coming strictly from a factual standpoint. I'm coming strictly from a statistical standpoint, from a numbers standpoint, from a scientific standpoint. Listen, it hurts my feelings that all these atrocities that Black people suffer from, all these atrocities as well. It hurts my feelings more than it hurts y'all's feelings. So stay out of y'all feelings on my posts and stuff. I definitely welcome all comments. I welcome all participation and dialogue, but sometimes people just get ridiculous with it. Y'all just get so close. Y'all get so blameworthy and pointing the finger and just throwing personal slurs and attacks and calling me Trump supporters and somebody today said that I was on white supremacy dick. I almost some stuff almost came out of my face, but my Islam was my Islam was percolating at that point in time and effort, so I was able to be the bigger person. But saying stuff like that is just, it makes you look stupid. It makes you look all the way stupid. First and foremost, don't nobody even talk like that in nobody's face. And I'm from the old school. I don't know, if that person, I don't know how old that person is, but I'm from the old school, from where if you talk like that in somebody's face, you should be scared that you're gonna get punched afterwards. That kind of stuff is just, it's uncalled for and it's unproductive. And then a lot of people always complain and saying, you get on here every day complaining and heckling and harassing and so this is down the third. No, I'm posting a fact, and I post a comment along with my fact to make you think, appreciate your. Now let me slow y'all down for a second. This your big brother talking. Forget the good old fake trying to be good Muslim brother. This your big brother from the hood out the west side talking tonight. So if you're in your feelings and if you're in your feelings, this one ain't for you. If you are a dogmatic individual that is gonna believe what your granny told you just because your granny told you that, then this one ain't for you. This is just for the hardcore thinkers. This is for the intellectual, Black intellectual individuals who want to have a dialogue, who want to have an honest dialogue about our disposition in this country. So anything that I post, any video that I do, is all in the wake of a positive dialogue. It ain't just a heckle. And I do have a plan. The for all the people, the naysayers out there, who always say, "Oh, you always just complaining and you always supporting Trump and you ain't doing nothing for yourself." Well, you don't know me too well. I'm a living example of everything that I'm trying to teach my people. Uh, I'm a black owned. I'm a self-made black owned businessman. I'm a stereotype. I defeated stereotypes. Alhamdulillah. I hire people out of my community. I teach people out of my community. I assist and help people out of my community, out of my own pocket, with my own hands, with anything that I possibly can. Anybody who knows me personally know that this, I stand on everything that I say. And this comes out of the mouths of individuals that I know don't do nothing for nobody. Nobody, not so, let alone uh, the struggle and to care enough to do the the um, the extensive research that I do. I've been sitting here on my computer gathering some notes from things I've already know, but just to put a presentation together in the form of a video. I've been sitting here since 3 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock. I literally just got finished. What do you call it? Researching and putting things together. And I'm gonna take y'all through the research since everybody big dog, everybody big hat, everybody, got a big mouth when they posting something when I hurt their feelings and they just get straight to their phone and they just start Googling. You gotta do your research first. First and foremost, you gotta pay attention to what it said. I made a post that got everybody in their feelings earlier. It was a joke. I put laughing faces near it and I said Trump did more than Obama ever did as far as releasing black people. And it was a joke. I put the laughing emojis next to it and everything, and people just went berserk. So this one's for y'all. Yeah, this one is most definitely for y'all. And anybody who think like them, who's seen that post, who just ain't had the courage to say something, this one is to you truly. And without further ado, we're gonna get straight in. So I got some research. I got my tabs open, and I'm gonna show y'all firsthand. First and foremost, I'm gonna show y'all how to do research. The number one thing that I want to teach y'all is that using Google can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Google is your worst enemy when you don't know what to ask Google, and you have to have some hardware that already exists that was not created by Google. So if you ain't never spent a considerable amount of time like reading actual books and actual articles and research and stuff, if you haven't spent a considerable amount of time doing that first, and you already have an ideological framework, then Google will not help you. Google will misguide you. And out of all the links uh, that will pop up in a particular search, how do you know which one to pick? That takes you to sources, and a lot of things that I know to pick is stuff that I've already read and researched and confirmed inside of my own brain. 99% of the time, 99% of the time when I'm researching something on the internet, it's like to prove something to another person, and that's the quickest way to do it, as opposed to going and getting a book and wallahi, anybody who knew me who was in a joint will tell you I could show y'all my bag right now. I keep a couple of pens on me and a couple of highlighters. So when I can go exactly to a particular point and place in a book where where certain points are highlighted, and I speak on these highlighted points. And when somebody challenged me, I go straight to the book. Anybody who tell you who was in the joint with me, I tell you, Abdul Kabir gonna bring that hot. He gonna bring that truth to you. I'm open at that book and show them exactly. See right here, read it and weep. So I've been doing this for 15 years, and if you've been watching MSNBC for 2 years, or you became politically active when Trump got in office, or you just been watching CNN since Obama was the president, don't waste your time commenting on my posts and stuff because I'm heavy. I'm heavy with it. Like literally, this is all that I do. I don't do nothing else. I used to play sports and work out. I work out when I get a chance. I used to play sports. I don't even play sports and none of that no more. I go to work and I come home and I'm reading, I'm researching to advance myself inside of the plan that I have for our people with Black Owned and Controlled. And let me remind you, Black Owned and Controlled is an independent Black movement where we have come up with a plan to give Black people our own nation slash state. So we're articulating a plan. Inshallah, we're giving ourselves a year to go all the way public to cross all our T's, dot all our I's, to get the foundation built. We are going to build. We have a game plan to where we're going to take a space in Atlanta, Georgia, a particular county in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to all of those counties in Atlanta, Georgia are already black dominated. We're going to propagate in these majority black counties and communities and consolidate them into an actual black community. Right now, there is no actual black communities. So this is where we could have functioning markets, a functioning economy. We can have functioning black politics that are made from the people, of the people, that will get in offices and serve the actual black community. Right now, we just got a bunch of black people scattered about in America. So we plan on, in the black owned and controlled movement, consolidating our black, I guess what you can call, resources and greatness. This is what our plan is. Every day we working to perfect it. And I spend hours of my own personal free time researching the things that y'all see me post. I'm not just being a heckler. I have a framework. I'm in charge of the politics and the economic structure. These are the two most popular and most dire needs in the black community. So we are working to create an actual black community where black people will own and control that particular space. And we're going to, inshallah, we'll concentrate and proliferate our greatness. So we are doing something. So for all the hecklers who say we ain't doing nothing but making Facebook posts, no, the Facebook post is just to bring the Facebook posts and these videos are just to bring awareness. We're trying to re-educate our people. Our people have been miseducated by white supremacy. That's just a fact. I'm sorry it hurts your feelings. I had to miseducate myself. I see some people in some comments. Inshallah ta'ala. I'm gonna get to the comments. Inshallah ta'ala. But um I had to re-educate myself first. So what I'm sharing with y'all on Facebook via posts or some of these videos, what I'm sharing with y'all is stuff that I have to undo in my own self before I give it to y'all. My granny taught me the same thing y'all grannies taught y'all. My mama and my daddy taught me the same things that y'all mama and daddies taught y'all. The society and community that I grew up with, I ain't grew up in no Muslim society. I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the hood amongst drug dealers and killers and gangbangers and prostitutes. That's where I originate from. I ain't grow up, in no Muslim community and all of the ideas that y'all see me speak. I ain't grow up. I don't come from none of that. I come from exactly where y'all come from. And everything that I share is to show y'all how to get out of this what we come from, or to refine that what we come from. That's what all these efforts are. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Colin. How you doing, Habibi? Thanks again for your support, man. He continues to support Black media. Oh yeah, let me throw a shout out there too. Um, Support Black media. This is Black media right here. Support it. Like, share, subscribe. We not in this for money. We do this for awareness, and just like I said, for education of our people. I go through great lengths for research. I go through great lengths to research, and it does me no good if I just keep this research with me and my family. In order for me and my family to be great, I need the Black community to be great, because that's what holds me up at the end of the day. My value does not exceed, nobody's value does not exceed outside of their community, period. And we all have to work together in order to achieve the things that we need to achieve, like you see every other people's in this country doing. So this is Black media. These are the efforts of the individuals who are the most sincere. I don't get paid for this. I have no residuals coming from YouTube, Facebook, none of that. I don't get no money. This is all coming out of my personal time, my personal money. This software y'all see me using, I'm paid for that out of my own pocket, out of my own hard-earned Black business money. I paid for all this out of my pocket. I bought a 4K camera that y'all can see me clear on. It's a microphone right here. I got a $1,000 phone so I can make videos and so on and so forth. All this, I got a $1,000 computer that I'm coming to you from. I don't get no residuals from none of this. I have no sponsors from nobody or none of that. It's all coming out of my own pocket, but for the love of my people. So I'm spending money on y'all, spend money on us. All you gotta do is hit the like, hit the share, and put comments in here so we can create a black media algorithm. Black media algorithm. Worst case scenario, I'm saying everything wrong and I'm an idiot. And there's only two streets, there's only two-way street. It's either truth or it's falsehood. So if I'm saying everything wrong and one of y'all or some of y'all got the answers to these topics that I have the courage to bring myself to bring to y'all and get struck down about and get put down about and get heckled about, at least y'all can flip it around and then get the truth, or y'all can share this video and say, look at this idiot, and then the right people can jump on here or make a video about my videos or my comments or whatever, and then I'll be guided. So this is all about us going in the right direction. This is all an effort for black consolidation. This is all a effort for black independence. That's our whole standpoint. We do not believe that our salvation lives in any of these white people, none of them that we know of today. Joe Biden starting with them. With that being said, I'm going to jump into my little presentation. So we're going to put in some work today. Today we putting in work. So this ain't the fun, we laughing and talking and joking and then just having a conversation about current events and putting a black spin on it. We finna put in some work. I'm finna show y'all how research works. I got about 5 or 6 tabs open, inshallah. I'm gonna share it with y'all. I got a video I want to play. I want to start out the presentation and show y'all that black people are biasly democratic, and they manipulate us. They have manipulated us into being biasly democratic. There are so many reasons and evidences why. We are like dogmatic democratic. Literally, if you say anything, if I say something bad about Christianity, was most black peoples are Christian. If I say something bad about Christianity, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But if I say something bad about the Democratic Party, oh yeah, Allah, y'all falling out the sky on me. The Democratic Party has become y'all's religion. Joe Biden has become y'all's prophet. Y'all has replaced Jesus Christ with Joe Biden, literally. Literally, I say this, and I say this from my heart, and I say this as a man standing on it. I see more people post about Joe Biden and how blessed he is than I see people post about Jesus Christ and Christianity. Black people, this is backwards. This is all the way 100% backwards. If you ever in your life put a magnifying glass on the New Testament and Christianity and Black Christianity, nothing that Joe Biden stands for is it coincides with that. Nothing. Zero. There's no connection there. I don't see how all these black people buck dancing and talking about the God that gave us hope and all this mess. Oh yeah, Joe Biden gave you hope. Obama pumped plenty of hope inside of you. Hope is not real. Hope is not change. Hope is not a tangible thing. It's an idea, and they ain't even giving us hope about nothing. And I'm gonna prove it with some research. So I got a video that I found on YouTube. Let me share my screen. Okay. Let me know. Let me make sure that you can see the screen. I got my phone and my computer working at the same time, so I can see myself. I'm gonna get to the comments too. So don't y'all think I'm ignoring y'all. I want to keep the people's voice in this. I don't want to be the one that shutting everybody out or whatever. Okay, I can see that I got the video up. It don't look like much. Hold up. Okay, give me 1 second. Again, I need me a mixer. I need a mixer, somebody who know how to do this stuff good. All right, trying to make sure that y'all can see this. Give me a second. I'm looking at my phone. My phone, there's a delay between my phone and my computer. So, okay, all right, I can see I got it up. Let me know if y'all can hear this. So this video is about a conversation between Roosevelt and LBJ, the great LBJ, the prophet of all black people. Lyndon, what's his name? I don't even remember his middle name. Lyndon Johnson. You know, the father of civil rights. This is a conversation with him where he's trying to get Roosevelt to conspire to manipulate black people into supporting the Democratic Party because they need it. This is a leaked conversation. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Tell me yes in the chat if y'all can hear it. And I do not own rights to this YouTube and Facebook. Can y'all hear that? Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear that or not. Somebody type yes. Bilal Abdullah, Salam alaikum Habibi. Let me know if you can hear this chat, if you can hear that video. I don't want to play. It's only like 2 minutes long, so I'm not gonna bore y'all too much. Somebody tell me in the chat. Give me a yes if y'all heard that video when I played it. Somebody give me a yes in the chat if y'all can hear the video when I played it. Could y'all hear it when I played it? Somebody put a yes in the chat. Man, is it that much of the? Oh, y'all couldn't hear it. I seen Simone put. Let me see if there's an issue with the hearing. Give me 1 second. Uh, I don't know why y'all can't hear this video. Uh, well, let me not waste no time. I don't know how to. I don't know how to. I don't know how to make the video play. I don't want to spend too much time playing around with that. But anyway, I'll post this. Inshallah, I'll post this video's link in the description. So, okay, so I'm gonna jump into the next part of the presentation. So, this video, as a matter of fact, was a conversation between LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, the father of civil rights, and Theodore Roosevelt, who was at the time a senator, or he was the mayor, excuse me, of Baltimore. And in the conversation, he was telling him, we need to get some black people we need to get black people on our team so that they can, they didn't have any, to the point of this, they didn't have making black people Democrats. They had no intention whatsoever of doing anything for you. They wanted to lie to you and tell you that they were going to give you freedom and liberty and salvation, like how we believe. And this was 60 years ago, and they still doing it to this day. And he told Roosevelt to get a token black man, and they even showed a black man on here. They even got him on here. This is the black man right there, Walter Washington. LBJ told him, say, hey, we need you to get a Negro that you can control, and give him a job, pay him good. He asked him, like, hey, what are y'all paying in that area? He told him what they were paying in that area. Said, yeah, give him a little bit more so that he'll work for us and he can get the black people on our team. It was manipulation from the jump. So know that uh, most of 99% of black people who support the Democratic Party, y'all did not look at this and look at the policies of the Democratic Party and make a logical decision and say, I'm going to be a Democrat. That did not happen. Y'all did not do that. They used all their money, their power, and their influence to hire black people out of the community. They made him or them rich, and then gained their support, and then sent those black people, we call them Sambos, they sent them into the black community and told y'all to vote for a particular white Democratic candidate, and gave y'all a bunch of false promises, just what y'all see me complaining about on a daily basis. They get to give y'all a bunch of false promises just to get y'all support, just to tip the scale so that it can beat out the Republicans. That's the only reason that black people are Democrats. There's nothing in the Democratic ideology that is for black people. Nothing whatsoever. Now, fast forward. The first biggest myth is that Obama helped black people. This is the first. I'm going to crush. I'm going to crush this whole democratic ideology and our support of it. And Barack Obama was the best example that the Democratic Party pulled off. They was getting their butts kicked with the Republican Party. As you know, Bush had won 2 terms, and the Democratic Party was looking real weak, and they was looking like unbelievably weak, and they needed to pull a rabbit out of a hat, and Barack Obama was the rabbit out of the hat. They went and got them a half black Negro and did the same thing like LBJ just did, the same paradigm, the same scheme. They went and got him, and when they went and got him, they basically told him exactly what to do and exactly what to do it. He might have threw a little bit out there for black people. He did throw a little bit out there. The only thing that I could find that he actually did do good. Well, I don't know if he did do good, but the only thing that was good in Obama's time was that the incarceration rate and percentage amongst black people went down. And still, I cannot link that to Obama directly. It could have been an organic thing, or it could have been something that Obama might have done that caused that. That's the only thing I've been able to find thus far. But everything else was a bunch of pork barrel when it comes to black people. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna pick out the 3 most detrimental things in the black community that would actually help us. So all this stuff that we get behind and we support an immigration has nothing to do with us. We support an LBGTQ EFGYZ UTX has nothing to do with us. We're supporting policy in the Middle East, talking about we got ISIS and terrorists coming over. Because that was Obama's greatest legacy, was how much money he spent in the wars. So we supporting all this stuff, and we like, oh, we want to be safe. Knowing ain't knowing good and doggone well, Al Qaeda was fighting, killing white people. They weren't fighting, killing no black people. Al Qaeda ain't never came to the hood. ISIS ain't never came to the hood. And in close of that point, like the great Muhammad Ali, rahimahumullah, he said, "I ain't going to no war for no white man and fighting nobody, and especially not no Viet Cong. Ain't no Viet Cong never called me no nigga. Ain't no ISIS or no Arabs or no Palestinians and Al Qaeda. Ain't none of them never called us no niggas. We have no dogs and none of them fights. And Obama spent billions and almost trillions of dollars fighting them, and then trying to get your support, telling you that it's for your own safety. Hell, we need support and protection from the white people and the government. That's what we need protection from. So the three things that are most detrimental to the black community is home ownership, which is the greatest percentage of your net value, which is non-existent in the black community, and it accounts for it accounts for 30 to 50% of your total net value. Home ownership. This is the first thing that is most important. And let's check out what was going on. Let's check out some numbers and some research and some statistics on home ownership. So, just in this sentence right here, they show you nothing happened up under the Democratic Party or Barack Obama for black people. It says here, as real estate numbers geek, I was shocked a couple of years ago when I stumbled upon some U.S. Census data that showed that the percentage of U.S. blacks who own their homes today is essentially the same as it was when housing discrimination was outlawed in 1968. The 1970 census found 42% of black households owned their own homes, And in 2017, the number was 41%. So in 1968, when we were given civil rights, and before then, in the early 1900s, all the way up until 1968, the government, the government and the Democratic government, who we support now, the same people. Joe Biden was part of all this stuff too. It was government-sponsored racism that kept Black people out of owning homes, the number one form of wealth in this country. How can we get ahead, and how can we trust the politicians when the any of these politicians, I don't care if they white, black, Chinese, or whatever, they all work for a white supremacist system. How can we get ahead? Look at these numbers. This is a shame. In 1968, the number was higher than it was in 2017. This is post Obama. So this is before Obama and this is post Obama. So if Obama did anything for the Black community, it would show here, and it's not showing. None whatsoever. None. It's not there. The data is not there for anything that Obama did specifically for Black people. This is an example. This is just not talking. This is just not heckling. This is an example. So the home ownership rate is higher now. As a matter of fact, it's actually like 2.7%. But that one was all long and drawn out. I don't want to bore y'all. I need y'all to get this message. The home ownership rate was higher in times of blatant government sponsored racist terrorism than it is in this free post Obama age and era. What did our so-called Black leader, our so-called Black president, do to reverse this? This was he could have done something, and I'm gonna get to the whole the Senate blocked everything that he did. That is on the list. Sit tight, strap your seatbelt up. We're gonna get there for sure. So if he did anything and anything significant, he would have known this. I know this. My little stupid butt, barely graduated from high school, went did a decade in prison, came home from prison, and I'm just working as a laborer, cutting everybody's grass. Done figured this out. How Obama, Harvard educated and all smart, and he's perfect, and he's the creme de la creme of Black people and educated Black people and examples for Black people, couldn't figure this out. If he is my president and he is my protector and he is my leader for me and my family and my community, why didn't he do something about this? It makes no sense whatsoever. And we can't say, oh, he didn't do. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that at the end of this presentation. So that's the first thing. The second thing is Black businesses. So Black businesses and Black business development and employment correlate. They go hand in hand. They're not separate. And this is coming. This is coming from a Black leadership standpoint. We do not consider Obama giving money to white companies and white companies coming down to Black communities and opening up jobs, employment. That is not employment. That is government sponsored white supremacy. We need ownership of our own businesses because we need to close the wealth gap in order to gain equality, true equality in this country. We need to close it, not widen it. So if the government gives millions of dollars in stimulus money to white businesses, and those white businesses go to Black communities and open up their businesses in Black communities and hire Black people, that is not the equivalent of owning and controlling anything. So you did not create any Black wealth. You created white wealth. And this is all that Obama and the Democratic Party did in his term. And this is all that they have ever done while Black people have been Democrats. They gave us jobs, which is tantamount to plantation slavery. We produce all of the goods and the products. We give it to them, and they take it to the market and sell it for price value. We get none of that money. That is not Black wealth. So as far as I chose it, there were a few reports, like top 5 reports. So um, another Google tip. the first like 5 things that pop up on Google, they are the most trafficked things and the most trafficked searches. And most of the time, the most trafficked searches is the best work. It's the best and most authentic work in terms of research. I don't know about twerking and all of that stuff. So this was like third on the list, and I chose this one. There were a few reports, and some of them are conflicting and even contradictory. Even Obama's official website, it was like so. This comes from the Census Bureau. Obama put stuff on his personal website for his legacy of his presidency. He put inflated numbers that the Census Bureau didn't put. He put like 8 million jobs for black people on his thing, but it's not. You can't find that in the Census Bureau. But I chose this one to prove that Obama had nothing to do with the steady paced growth of jobs in the black community. So most of the research points to uh, our individual black efforts that contributed to the steady paced growth of black businesses in our own communities. For example, my black business. I didn't get no loan for my business. I got my first, or actually my second year. First year I came home and I was working. I got my income tax check. My old student loans took my income tax check. I didn't even have a full year of working. As I know, I came home in March 2016. So I didn't have a full year. That next full year, I took my income tax return and I took that and invested into my business. So I was just crafty with what I wanted to do. I didn't receive no government help, nothing, and I should have. Hell, I could completed my debt to society. I'm an oppressed black person in this community. What did they expect me to do? Work at McDonald's for the rest of my life? That don't make no sense. No offense to anybody who works at McDonald's. You are oppressed if you work at McDonald's. No offense. And that's all. We also have a employment plan inside of my organization of Black Owned and Controlled as well. Neither here nor there. We talk about that another day. But the tracking of these numbers started in 2002. So this is well before Obama. So the rate was going up. There was a steady pace of rate going up from 2002 to 2017. So this shows that Obama had nothing to do with the growth rate of black jobs and businesses in the community. So this number here is built off of so the 94,518. Okay, let me read it. Sorry, let me slow down. Black ownership of employer businesses has increased since 2002. In 2002, there were 94,518 black owned businesses with employees. That increased to 124,000 in 2017, post Obama, up 31.2%. For comparison, the black population increased 16.7% during that period. So this is about this particular statistic. Um, as you can see, they started recording numbers, or they made a comparison from 2002 and the duration of 2002 up to 2017. Obviously, 2017 was post Obama. His 8 years are in there, and some of Bush's time. So there were things that Bush was doing. I don't know for sure. That's still part of some of my research. There's nothing apparent for Bush, Obama, Clinton, anybody that they've ever done that shows no actual particular uh, bills that they drafted and had passed and lobbied for and so forth that contributed to that growth of black businesses in the black community. Given benefit of the doubt, let's say Obama had, you could argue that the growth rate was non-existent from 2002 up to 2008 when he was inaugurated. So for that 6 years, you could say that the growth was non-existent, and that Obama was so great and so wonderful, which he wasn't, that he skyrocketed the growth rate, not the percentage, the growth rate, which is a measure of percentage over time, that he skyrocketed the growth rate from 2008 to 2017 in his 8 year tenure. We can say that, given benefit of the doubt, best case scenario, right? 124,000. And on average, these when they said black-owned businesses with employees, that counted for 1 to 5 employees. So on average, the average small business is has 10 employees, but the average black business doesn't. The average black business is between one. Well, it's really 1 to 3, but the best number is 1 to 5 employees for a black small business. So if there were 124,000 black businesses started, and we can give Obama the credit, then let's do 124,000. Let's strike the number right in the middle times two. So that would be 248,000 jobs that Obama created. And this is the problem with that number. 124,000 or 248,000 jobs in a market where there are 20 million black people. That's Come on. I always tell y'all, I'm a numbers guy. I'm a statistics guy. I'm a science guy. I want to get to the meat on the bone so that we can get where we are supposed to be going. So, if anything he did that was so great and it was so wonderful, 200, a quarter million jobs for a market of jobbers that is 20 million. 20 million. That's insufficient. We don't need to go any further on that. Going forward, the next big black myth amongst the black Democrats is that Barack Obama, everything that Barack Obama did was blocked by the Senate. It was blocked by the Senate. This is what the Democratic Party put out there for as an excuse for black people to continue to vote for them, to continue to support them, and them to continue to give us nothing because it's easy. It's easy. All they got to do is tell us a sweet lie, and we're gonna go for it. And we're gonna come out in the 90th percentile and vote for them. In the 90th percentile, vote for them. This is absurd. So let's prove that this is wrong. So Obama had the Senate for 2 years. Well, he actually didn't have it for 2 years because a lot of people were absent on both sides. Some people was dying, and some people were not there yet, and all kinds of weird stuff. So they say that he had complete and total, at best, full control of the House and Senate for only 4 months out of his 8-year tenure. Worst case scenario, 2 years. Best case scenario, 4 years. So, what is the problem with that? Yeah, we got into it. We found Obama's policies. First and foremost, I always tell people, what black bill was it that Obama was trying to introduce to the House and the Senate? And when I say black bill, I say for black people. We don't need it. Immigration does not affect us. Climate change does not affect us. Healthcare does not affect us. This is the first thing that come out of everybody now. Oh, he gave us healthcare. He actually didn't. He sponsored it. There's a white Jewish man who wrote the Affordable Care Act. So y'all got to do y'all research. This Affordable Care Act was not Obama's idea. If y'all need me to, y'all can put it in the chat. Since I'm sharing the screen, I'll pull it up on my screen right now. Google it if you want to. I don't even remember the fool's name. But Obama did not write the Affordable Cares Act. He sponsored it. He didn't write it. It was not his idea. And that does not affect black people. That is not the number one problem or problems that we have in the black community. So Obama, in his 8-year tenure, sponsored 140 something odd bills. 140 something odd bills. And as y'all can see here, it says that the vast majority of the bills that he sponsored were 25% of them were government operations and politics. The next highest percent was economics and public finance, 13%, which is these two right here. This is just about 40% of his bill sponsor. This is stuff that employs politicians. So he came in and he's playing for the team and the people who hired him. He's not playing for you. 12% for science, technology, and communications. A lot of money in that field where black people do not have a dog in that fight. And then 12% went to law. A lot of money in that field as far as lobbying. Black people also don't have a dog in that fight. Commerce, 10% went to commerce, trade, big business, international business, international econ, all this stuff. 8% went to education, which is one of our problems. But you see that it's only 8% of the bills he sponsored went to education, and then 9% labor and employment, which is a big problem with us. 10% healthcare, well, which is not a big problem for us. So we gonna open up. Well, you know what? I don't want to bore y'all. So let's just go. So I'm gonna let y'all in. If y'all need this website, when y'all can go and look at it yourself, it's called GovTrack. It's called govtrack.us. So this is government sponsored and it's public information. This is not some wacko quacko site. I could put the link in the comments if y'all need to see this and look at it and read it and weep for your own selves. Let's go to the two areas that are. So I was going to say, um, um, as far as government operations and politics, nothing in there for Black people. Economics and public finance, nothing there for Black people. Science and technology and communications, nothing in there for Black people. So the only things that's on this list of bills that Obama so-called sponsor, labor and employment and education, nothing in there for Black people. We're gonna open it up because there was only so many of them. And I'll just read the titles. This is all of them right here. I'll just read the titles of them, and I'll go as fast as I can so I do not bore y'all. So I'm not going to read the location of the bills. Y'all can. I'll put the link in here, and y'all can look at it yourself. A bill to amend the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 to increase the credit of purchased vehicles fueled by natural gas or liquefied natural gas, and to amend the Safe, Accountable, Flexible, Efficient Transportation Equity Act, a legacy F. Don't know what that means. Has nothing to do with Black people. Next, enhancing science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and education Act of 2008. Nothing to do with Black people. Global Poverty Act of 2007. Nothing to do with Black people. National STEM Scholarship Database. Nothing to do with Black people. National, no, well, there's another bill. I guess, I don't know what happened there. It was the same one again. Prevention for Affordable Access Act. Don't even know what that means. Nothing to do with Black people. Success in the Middle Act of 2007. Don't even know what that is. Nothing to do with Black people. Positive Behavior for Effective Schools Act. Don't know what that is. Has nothing to do with Black people. Back to School, Improving Standards for Nutrition and Physical Education in Schools Act of 2007. Nothing to do with Black people. Lead Poisoning Reduction Act. Nothing to do with Black people. Communities of Color, Teen Pregnancy and Prevention Act. That has something to do with Black people. Let me open this up. See if I didn't see that one. Okay, so he did this. So I don't know what benefits this is. Died in previous Congress. The bill was introduced in July 16, 2007, in a previous Congress, in a previous session of Congress, but it did not receive a vote. And this was when he had control of the House and the Senate. And so when I say he had control of the House and the Senate, your beloved Democrats that you made your new religion, they did not even vote on this one thing that had something to do with Black people. And it says color, it doesn't say Black people. Uh, Next, a resolution designating July 12, 2007, a National Summer Learning Day. Nothing to do with Black people. Teaching Residency Act. Nothing to do with Black people. Predominantly Black Institution Act. Let's open this up, see what this says. A bill to amend Higher Education Act of 1965 to authorize grant programs to enhance the access of low-income African American students to higher education. That actually is good. What happened to the vote? Provisions of the bill were incorporated into other bills which were enacted. The bill was incorporated into Higher Education Opportunity Act signed by the president August 14th, 2008. Okay, so that did go through, and that can be something good. That might be one of his. I'm not familiar with it, so I'm not going to speak on it. So we're gonna have to do a show on this one. We're gonna get to this, open this up, and dissect it. And as you know, we are post Obama, post a whole another presidency after Obama, and whatever was inside of this bill that he did for, what's the name of it? A bill to amend higher education, uh, for black people and lower income people. We haven't seen the results of it. So could have been another pork barrel going forward. Iran Sanctions Enable Act, nothing to do with black people. Climate Change Education Act, nothing to do with black people. Homecoming Enhanced Research and Oversight, nothing to do with black people. Health Communities Act, nothing to do with black people. Lane Evans Veterans Health of Benefits Improvement Act, nothing to do with black people. Step Up Act, nothing to do with black people. Innovation Districts for School Improvement Act, nothing to do with black people. Lead Poisoning Reduction Act, nothing to do with black people. Well, kind of something to do with black people, because black people tend to live in older homes in the inner city where they used to use lead paint. So, yeah, it kind of got something to do with black people, but has nothing to do with our advancement in society. Lane Evans Veterans Health and Benefits Improvement Act, nothing to do with black people. Genomics and Personalization Medicine Act, nothing to do with black people. A resolution designating July 13th, 2006, National Summer Learning Day, nothing to do with black people. Innovation Districts for School Improvement Act, nothing to do with black people. Hurricane Katrina Recovery Act, kind of something to do with black people, because New Orleans was an all black city, but I don't know what happened with that. Maybe y'all can enlighten me and let me know what it was. Step Up Act of 2005, nothing to do with black people. Healthy Communities Act of 2005, nothing to do with black people. Hurricane Katrina Emergency Health Workforce Act 2005, we already spoke on that. Attacking Viral Influenza Across Nations Act of 2005, nothing to do with black people. Higher Education Opportunity through Pell Grant Expansion Act, nothing to do with black people. So that's the first category. So we found two possibilities of some things that Barack Obama could have done. Well, I mean, whatever it is that he did do, it was not, obviously wasn't a good idea, because conditions have not improved in relation to to that bill, to the topic of that bill, which was providing more money or assistance to colored and lower income families, or kids, for education. I don't know what went wrong with that. They're not pushing that in front of our eyes or upholding that. It could have been something great, but at the end of the day, that's not a marquee issue in the black community. It's not something that is essential to our equality, because we are already overeducated and underemployed. Labor and employment. And mind you, these bills received the minority of all of the bills that Obama, the 140 something bills that Obama drafted and sponsored or cut. And a lot of these, I have to disclose that not all of these bills were Obama's ideas. I don't know what percentage, but a good percentage of of these bills were ideas of other people and other organizations and other people that Obama sponsored. I think they, on this website, they give you the percentage or the exact amount. Matter of fact, I think he only, I did read that earlier. He only sponsored 77 of the 140 something bills his own self, and they actually have them all listed. I ain't gonna go all into that. I'll put the link, and y'all can actually do some research, like I keep trying to tell y'all to do. All right, so closing up this segment, Success in the Middle Act 2007. Don't know what that is. Nothing to do with black people. Independent Contractor Proper Classification Act. Nothing to do with black people. Military Family Job Protection Act. Nothing to do with black people. Missing Mercury and Manufacturing Monitoring and Mitigation Act. Don't even know what that is. Lead poison reduction. We already spoke about that. Teaching residency. Don't know what that is. Iran sanctions. Nothing to do with black people. Homecoming enhancement research and oversight. Nothing to do with black people. Shareholder vote on Executive Compensation Act. Nothing to do with black people. Healthcare for Hybrids Act. What is all this mess, man? Y'all get the point. Health Communities Act, Mercury Export Ban Act, Fuel Economy Reform Act, Dignity for Wounded Warriors, Transparency and Accountability in Military and Security Contracting Act of 2007, Iraq War De-escalation Act, Lane Evans Veterans Health and Benefits Improvement, American Fuels Act, Innovation Districts Act, Districts for School Improvement, Lead Poison again for the third time, the Lane Veterans Health again, genomics again, fuel economy again, missing mercury again. This is, I don't even know why they repeat themselves. Healthcare for Hybrids Act, Health Communities Act, Hurricane Katrina Emergency Health Workforce Act again, SAVE as an acronym, Reauthorization Act of 2005. Okay, so y'all get the point. None of this stuff is of current events for Black people. Remind you, three marquee issues for the Black community: home ownership. These are things that can significantly improve the wealth gap and our stance and our disposition in the United States. The number one form of wealth, housing. We went over that. Nothing done by no Democrat, Obama included. Joe Biden was in existence throughout all this stuff. He did nothing. Nothing changed. And jobs, we went over jobs. Excuse me. Black businesses, we can find no significant contribution per data that Obama and the Democratic administration provided for us. None. uh, and employment. But Black business and employment is tied together. And closing up that segment about Obama, this myth that Obama was this great savior for Black people. Closing it up. Everybody always saying the Senate blocked everything that Obama tried to do. We just opened up a good majority. Well, we just opened up. Let me go back. We just opened up the bills that Obama drafted himself. Some of the 77 bills that Obama drafted himself. Let me see if it shows that. Some of the 77 he drafted himself, and of the 140 something thousand, I mean 140 something bills, and some of the ones that he sponsored, not all the ones that he did, but the ones that he sponsored. I can't find that page where it shows. They even got a map of the house, and all the sponsors, who they are, who sponsored it, who didn't sponsor it, when they sponsored it. They even got a map of all of this. See, if you go and research, you can find this stuff. It's just boring to y'all. It's not Netflix and chill, so y'all don't want to do it. But when somebody who actually does do this research posts this stuff, and then y'all happen to just be scrolling on your phone while you're Netflix and chilling, and you look at it, and you're like, oh, he's going against the democratic religion. I'm a comment. If you don't do this kind of stuff, you should refrain from comment. You should let some comments go and make you do this kind of stuff. But it's boring to y'all. So I chose out of, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of 8 categories of all the bills that Obama either drafted himself or sponsored, the 2 out of these 8 that relate directly to Black people, education and labor employment. Everything else was just irrelevant to Black people. Government and operations and politics, economics and public finance could be relevant to Black people. Government operations and politics definitely does, but we know for a fact there were no bills. Well, I looked in those 2 because those would have been heavy hitters. And I didn't find anything. I'll put the link in here so that y'all can look at it and y'all can find it, and y'all can correct me. Whatever it is that is inside of this, it didn't work. If y'all find one bill, just like we found 2 bills that look like it might have been targeted for Black people specifically, I don't know what happened. One of them didn't go through, and the other one, I don't know what. Nobody knows what happened. We are already one term past Biden. I mean Trump, and going into the term of a Biden, and nothing has changed. So whatever the bill is, or whatever the case may be, it didn't happen. And that bill that was kicked out, one of them that you can attribute to that targeted Black people, as we seen, that was during the time when Obama had control of the House and the Senate. So why didn't they pass it? Makes no sense to me. All this other stuff that receives most of his attention, like this 25% one, government operations and politics. Oh, that's long. I'll put y'all to sleep with that one. But I'll put the link in here. So when I tell y'all that the House and the Senate, or the Senate, did not block whatever Obama tried to do. No, they did. They definitely blocked him the entire time, and they was just blackballing any of his ideas. What I'm saying, go deeper, dig deeper into that layer, into the layer of that comment. Don't just repeat something you heard on MSNBC. What exactly was it that Obama was trying to do for black people? What was it he was trying to do? Which leads me to my point to close this point. Let's talk about this, the forbidden word. First and foremost, that's the wrong thing. First and foremost, Barack Obama uh, never said the word publicly. Publicly, we have no clips of him ever saying the word reparations. So the problem the reason why we have inequality. I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry. The reason why we have inequality in America when white people are over black people is because of slavery. And because of slavery, white people or the white government, I hate to say white people, it's all of us really, because it's, tax dollars and all of the wealth that was amassed throughout the time of slavery, the 400 years of slavery. That is what created the gigantic wealth gap. That's what put 98% of the power of the resources, of the wealth and resources in the hands of white people in this country, which was something that we know was unfair. That's basically like they're getting a 400-year head start on us. So the last myth, which correlates with the closing of that point, is that black people should work harder. Black people should work harder. We're not doing enough. We don't support each other. We don't go to college enough. All we want to do is dance on TV. All we want to do is smoke weed all day. Black people don't want to do nothing. I'm here to bust up your myth. Black people are not at fault for our negative disposition in this community. The reason why we are where we are, because everybody does all that stupid stuff that I just mentioned at about the same rate. For instance, drugs. White people use more drugs than black people. The numbers are very, very close, but white people exceed us just a little bit. So why can't we say the same thing about black people? How come white people aren't poor in prison? Got white on white crime and all the stuff that we know, all the elements that we know exist inside of our community. If these weak arguments were true, this is all stuff that the Democratic Party created to make you blame yourself and not blame them because they took your sponsorship and they did nothing for you. So they put these things in reverberation so that you can repeat it, and that keeps us divided, and it also keeps us asleep from what the actual problem is. It keeps you out of looking at stuff like I just showed you. They want you looking at YouTube, and they want you rapping 21 Savage and WAP and all of that stuff. They don't want you opening up Barack Obama's bills and looking at what he did and what he didn't do and what he drafted and what he didn't draft. At that point, I want to say, if Obama really truly was the black leader of all time, and he really truly was the manifestation of Martin Luther King's dreams, then that man would have, the first thing that he would have done for black people, for his people, was provided us a reparations bill. The man never said reparations ever once in public. And Kamala Harris, we got her on camera denying that she would give us reparations. So you ain't black just for saying that. You out the door with me just for denying reparations. Reparations is the one and only thing that will fix the inequality in the black community. That and what the Black owned and control movement is calling for, which is separation out of mainstream white society, and we need to become enclosed in a black community where we're in competition for goods and resources amongst our own self, which is a little bit more fair. That's another conversation for another day, as opposed to us being in competition for wealth and resources with the white community who enslaved us and continue to enslave us digitally now for 400 plus years. I'm going to read this a treatise on everything I just said. So Obama didn't give us reparations. He refused to give us reparations. What's up, fathead? It's right there. Yeah, need some juice. Okay, so First and foremost, let's just read some fun statistics. But any program to close racial wealth gap must grapple with the reality of wealth concentration in contemporary America. The 400 richest American billionaires have more total wealth than all 10 million Black American households combined. I'm gonna read that again. 400 richest American billionaires have more total wealth than all 10 million Black American households combined. Black households account Black households have about 3% of household wealth, while the 400 wealthiest billionaires have 3.5% of all household wealth in the United States. Because wealth in the United States is so highly concentrated, and because the wealthiest Americans are almost exclusively white, the racial wealth gap is also concentrated among the wealthiest families. Indeed, if the wealth gap were completely eliminated for all but the richest 10% of households, the total racial wealth gap would still be more than $8 trillion. 80% of the total wealth gap that exists today. So that paragraph was a few statistics just to let you know it's over. It's a wrap. There's nothing that Black people can or cannot do that can close a wealth gap that is that cataclysmic. It's impossible. The only way that that can be reversed is with the stroke of a pen of Joe Biden and Barack Obama, if he had the chance to do it, and say, "I am going to provide reparations for Black people for the 400 years of slavery, which contributed to the wealth gap with between Black people and white people, which translates into the problem of inequality. And the problem of inequality is white people own and control 98% of the wealth and resources in this country, which gives them all of the political power, gives them all of the economic power, and it gives them all of the military power. So the people who we are mad at, who are not playing fair, hold 98% of the power. 98% of the power. So it's over. So you can no longer say, "Oh, you just working all day." So that's the reason why Black people are behind. Or we don't go to school enough. That's the reason why Black people are behind. Or we don't work as many hours, and there's too many brothers out in the streets. That's the reason why Black people are behind. Oh, if Black people just stuck together, then that's the reason why Black people are behind. All those are myths that the Democratic Party and the Black bourgeoisie invented to keep your ass asleep so that you don't find these things out. But thankfully for you, Brother Abdul Kabir Muhammad is on your side and to the rescue. Ha ha ha. So going forward, there was a nice paragraph that I want to read uh, that gives an example, that gives you a glimpse of this cataclysmic wealth gap. This is even talking about white people, I mean, Black people having advanced degrees and how they still fall behind. Okay, here it is. It says, instead, it did give some more fun statistics. I'm running a little low on time, but here's the actual wealth gap as of 2016. I think that was the last survey that they did. It says, let's see, the average white household net worth is 171,000, 10 times the net worth of the median Black household, which is $17,000. If Barack Obama was our great president and the Democrats were our great saviors, they would have, with a stroke of a pen, fixed this. In other words, Black households are overrepresented among the poor and working class, and underrepresented among the upper middle class and the wealthy. And they gave us a figure for it. I just wanted to read that statistic, but they wrote a nice paragraph that puts everything in perspective. It says, instead, the racial wealth gap should be recognized as the consequence of discrimination, public and private, throughout American history and continuing to this day. And this, and mind y'all, this is, look at the top of this. This is the work of the Brookings Institution, a top reputable statistician organization, nonprofit statistician organization. Top. top notch. They work with the most authentic resources, and we love to hear statistics, and we love to hear officiality or officiating from white people. So I went and found some very reputable white people to solidify my Facebook post and my political disposition. So just because y'all hear me say it, I know we are all trained to hate black people, and we are all trained to automatically go against a black person who might speak on these things. But here you go. You have an organization of rich white people who are telling you the same thing that I'm telling you. So you no longer can deny it. Let me go further. Nearly 250 years of slavery were followed by a century of Jim Crow, that's 350 years, and economic exploitation reinforced by state sanctioned violence. Until the latter 20th century, black people were excluded from public programs to encourage homeownership and higher education. Racial inequality persists in our contemporary, putatively color blind system. Due to discrimination, black people receive lower valuations on their homes. Y'all heard me talk about that. Earn less money compared to white people. Y'all hear me talk about that all the time. Performing the same work. Biases in public investment and criminal justice leave black communities simultaneously underserved and over policed, and these civil rights violations also have serious economic consequences. So you just heard the Brookings Institution. I already told y'all who they are. You just heard them say that these are civil rights violations carried out and handed out to you by yours truly, by your government, by your beloved Democratic and Republican parties. I'm not excusing them, but like I always tell y'all, black people are not Republicans. Black people are Democrats. Black people came out in the 90th percentile for Democrats, not Republicans. So I don't speak on Republicans because we don't have a Republican problem. We have a Democratic problem. So I'm not a Trump supporter. I just don't waste valuable time talking about something that does not exist. Had the shoe been on the other foot and it being in reverse, I would be doing the same thing. And I would be saying the same thing. If 90% of black community supported, of the ones who vote anyway, supported Trump and the Republicans or whoever, I would be talking about them. But I'm talking about the black people in the Democratic Party because that's who we support. So going forward, closing up that point, we can't work hard enough. We cannot study hard enough. We can't get business loans. We can't get government stimulated policies from Barack Obama and the Democratic Party or from Joe Biden that says, hey, we're going to give white people money to open up businesses in your community, and that's going to give you the significant amount of wealth that it takes to compete on a national level with their politics, their military, and their economy and their economics. None of these pork barrel policies will close that wealth gap, which is the marquee problem in the black community, which is why us at the Black Owned and Control, this is nothing new. We're just resurrecting an old argument and an old solution, which is to say we need to withdraw from mainstream white society and create our own society where we are living and competing amongst our own selves, where the vantage points are a little bit more fair. For as long as we live and exist inside of the mainstream white society where they own and control 98% of all of the wealth and resources, we will forever and always be squashed like ants. And on top of that, we are supporting our own oppression. We're supporting it. Point blank and period. So if Obama and the Democrats were really on our side, they would have, with a stroke of a pen, wrote up a bill for reparations, which is my next point. Pull that up here. No, wrong one again. They would have put up a bill for reparations. As we can see here, we have on Wikipedia an extensive um, 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 written piece on reparations. And we actually have some very, very reputable people who support it and who say we need it. We got lawyers and everything on here. So I'm going to read this small paragraph and show y'all how these experts, like these people, are actual experts on these particular issues. Brought forth the legitimacy of reparations. And with that being said, there's no reason why Barack Obama and the Democrats should not report it. I mean, support it. Excuse me. In 1999, an African American lawyer and activist, Randall Robinson, founder of Trans Africa Advocacy Organization, wrote that America's history of race riots, lynching, and institutional discrimination have resulted in $1.4 trillion in losses for African Americans. This is a lawyer. This is not Abdul Kabir Muhammad and his dumb butt saying this. This is a lawyer saying this. Economist Robert Brown, which is a white guy, stated the ultimate goal of reparations should be to restore the black community to the economic position it would have if it had not been subjected to slavery and discrimination, to restore our position. He estimates a fair reparation value anywhere between 1.4 trillion to 4.7 trillion, roughly $142,000 per citizen, per black citizen. So, and these are those numbers are kind of old. So as the economy, as time went on, the economy grew. So the value of the dollar increased because the value of the dollar is based off of the goods and services produced in a fiscal year in the United States economy. So the United States economy has grown since these numbers were put out, and the number is currently more than twice that. It's 14 trillion. The experts say now. So that means that Barack Obama and Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the whole Democratic Party, with the stroke of a pen, could have righted all of our wrongs and provided us reparations, a $14 trillion bill, and that $14 trillion would guarantee at least $350,000 per black person. Let me repeat. They could, with the stroke of a pen, they could even say reparations. They can say the word. They can campaign on it. Don't campaign about getting incarceration rates down. Don't campaign about bringing our troops home. Don't campaign about stimulus for the economy. Don't campaign about we needing health care. We don't need none of that, Barack Obama. We don't need none of that, Joe Biden. We don't need none of that. I'm gonna leave Michelle Obama out of that my lady. That's my second wife. We're gonna leave her out of it. But the whole Democratic Party, we don't need none of that. Give us our money, and we will decide what is good for us and what is bad for us. Let's put it there. We got plenty of black leaders. We have plenty. We have a strong structure in the black community. We have everything that we need. Pay us what you owe us, and we'll handle the rest. And we'll let you know if we want to show up to the talks about all those other things, about all these other peoples and all these other places. That is the one and only thing that will fix the inequality in America, and will give us some type of progression where we can have our own representation in these matters. That's the one and only thing that could solve that problem mathematically. It's the only thing. Now, what does everybody say? Let's get to this point. What does everybody say? Oh, Barack Obama is the president for everybody. He's not just the president for black people. Don't believe this manipulation. They put this out there. The Democratic Party puts this type of stuff out there so that you don't ask for your $350,000 reparations check. They don't want to give you the money. And there's a reason why they don't want to give it to you. We can talk about that another day. But you are owed. We are oppressed. If you are an African American descendant of slaves, you were oppressed. You were born in oppression. Before your conception was even thought of, your fate was already written as you being oppressed. Period. Oprah and LeBron James is a very rare exception. If you believe you're going to be Oprah or the next Oprah and the next LeBron James, you have a mental health issue. And we'll talk about that some other time. But with that being said, uh, 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 as soon as Barack Obama got into office, with his limited ability in Congress, in the House, and in the Senate, with his limited, I'm quoting y'all, with his limited ability, the very first thing he did was pass that economic stimulus package. That was $830 billion. And none of that money trickled down to the black community. So he bailed out all the big hats and all the big dogs and all these big people. Let me take this off for a second so I can get at y'all. Uh, and I got I'm a close. I'm at the close too, y'all. Uh, Hold on one second. Where is? Yeah, I'm at the close, and I have two more diagrams I want to show y'all to case in my point. Um, um, yeah, he passed that economic stimulus bill that was for all of America, and it was for not for Black America. He enriched white people because white people run the economy, Black people don't. So when all the Black people say, "Oh, he's the president for all of the America, he's the leader of the free world, and he's not just the president for Black people," bet fine, but throw us in there. Throw us in there next to that Iran bill that we just read, or next to the immigration bill. Throw us in there next to that. If you are our president, throw us in there. $830 billion to be pumped into all of these companies who all of the expert economists have said they are too big to fail, that we can't let them fail, and that if they fail, then the whole economy is going to fall. Everybody didn't believe that. It was propaganda. If that was true, don't you think one Republican would have voted for it? No Republican voted for it. And they got more money than the Democrats do. So if they actually believe that the economy was going to tank and it was going to crash worse than it already did, and that it was, and first and foremost, it wasn't our problem. We are Black people. We are already poor. We were never doing good when the economy, when these big conglomerates were booming and doing good. They wasn't hiring us no way. They wasn't giving us none of that money. They wasn't sharing none of it was. So I was with the Republicans on that one when they said, F them, let them fail. That's what they get for being too big for fail and being not taking care of the finances correctly. Not one Republican voted for it. The Republicans was like, should let them fall. We let the chips fall where they may, and we're gonna go from there. That's where Black people should have been with it. We ain't getting none of that economic stimulus money. None of that stuff. And he told us on TV it's going to trickle down to Main Street and it's going to create 1.8 million jobs and all this old bull. And Black people still at the same place we was at before he said that, during he said that, and then after he said that. And now I'm gonna bring up the proof. Okay. Oh, I gotta share my screen. Hold up. I need my DJ. Okay. I got this diagram pulled up. And this goes against everything that Black people say about their beloved Democrats. Uh, I don't think it's showing up for y'all yet. I don't know. I'm watching this I'm watching it live on my computer, or I'm shooting it on my phone so I can monitor what I'm doing, so I can keep this as comprehensive as possible for y'all. Okay, I can see my diagram now. Okay, you see Black income from Reagan to Obama. So we got how many Democratic presidents? Obama is one, two, three. So it's three Democratic presidents. No, hold on. Reagan was a Republican. Okay, we got two. We got two Democrats, and then three Republicans. So let's look at the progress that Black people didn't make. But first, let's go to your beloved Barack Obama. Everybody said that Black people do well, do better under Democratic presidents, and we did the best up under Barack Obama and his policies. That's wrong. We actually did. We did best under George Bush in his first year, which people say was that was because of Bill Clinton. Probably wasn't Barack Obama. And we did the best between Bill Clinton and George Bush. And that's a tough pill, a cookie to swallow. Uh, and up under Barack Obama, we made 200 some odd dollars up under him. We made a 200, I think that's $20 or whatever. I don't know the math off the top of my head. The worst we did was $34,000 up under him. People say, "Oh, that's because of the recession." So what? The best we did was 39,261, and the best number he ever got out of us was 39,490. And this was all subpar the American median annual income. So Obama didn't crack the code. He was not the great messiah uh, that the mainstream media tries to manipulate you into thinking and believing. That if you can see from 1980 to 2016, up under the tutelage of your American government and your two favorite Democratic presidents, the black people only made a difference of about 11 and a progression of about $11,000 and about $11,000. That is embarrassing. This is like 40 something years. So in 40 something years, we only got $11,000. That is embarrassing. And let's see, 40 divided by 11. So that's on $3,600 or 303. Hold up. That's not right. Let me 40, 11,000 divided by 40. So we made $275 a year uh, since 1980, and that's all your favorite presidents, all your favorite Democrats on both sides, both of your leaders, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. I got another one for you. This is showing you which graph is this? This is the income inequality. This is a graph of income inequality. So from 1910, when we were legally discriminated against, all the way up to 2010, they did the numbers. So in 2010, the income discrimination was the same as it was in what 1930. That's unbelievable. And this is post all of your favorite Democrats, post all of Barack Obama. Well, this is during Barack Obama, but in the middle of his tenure, in his first what do you call it, president, his first term, we got the income inequality difference was 50% the difference, which is double. So this is embarrassing. And then you can see it doesn't waver too much. The lowest that it has ever been was just above 30 something percent, and the highest that has been is 50 something percent. And this was not too long ago in 2010. I haven't found anything. More recent than that, but still, that's recent enough, and that's embarrassing. That's badly embarrassing. This happened all up under the tutelage of your favorite governments. Makes no sense whatsoever. So that's my presentation on the evidence that the Democrats have never helped us. Barack Obama never helped us. And it's looking like Joe Biden ain't going to help us either, because we gave him all of our votes and he put out his 100-day priority policy, and black folks ain't on there. For 100 days, black folks ain't on there. And the first day, today, he signed 17 executive orders, and reparations was not one of them. So why are we supporting these people and they're not supporting us? Makes no sense whatsoever. This is why we founded the Black Owned and Control organization, so that we can take all of that support. And this is why I go and debate with some of my friends on Facebook, so that I can try to get points across and share information, valuable information with y'all, so that we need y'all on our team. For Black independence, we need y'all on our team. And a lot of people that I debate with are very brilliant people. And we need that brilliance, and we need those resources. We need that strength and that independence. We need that on our all Black team. Stop playing for the all white team. You're playing for all white. When you support a Democrat and you support the Democratic candidate, you are supporting an all white team. I don't care how many Black people they put in front of your face. You're supporting an all-white team against the all-black team. So we are the Negro League, and y'all not supporting the Negro League. Y'all supporting the NBA, which is 98 or 100%, something like that, on white on. What are you doing? No, don't put that in there. Oh, it's dead? Yeah. Uh-oh. You gotta plug it up. So y'all are supporting the white team against the Negro team. That's the only reason I'll debate with any of y'all. It's not to make you feel bad or make you or me to be right and I like being right or none of that mess. No, support the Negro team. Support the black team. We have your best interest. Kamala Harris, I wish I had time to pull up the video. If y'all want to see it, it's on my page, but I'll repost it. Be quiet, boy. If y'all want to see it, I'll put it on my page. Kamala Harris denied that she's giving us reparations. Support the black owned and control. We want to give you reparations. If y'all supported us like how y'all support the Democratic Party, we would have the money, the power, and the resources to get a candidate up and running and inshallah into office, and then we would have a consolidation of support that would compel that black politician while he's in office to work whatever magic it is that black politicians work or politicians work that will get us a reparations bill, some form of a reparations bill. Your $350,000 check. I'm trying to get you $350,000 check, and you arguing with me on Facebook. You ain't Joe Biden ain't getting you no $350,000 check or credit line or whatever shape or form fashion the reparations is gonna come. Biden ain't giving you that. Barack Obama failed at it already. The whole entire Democratic Party has no black agenda whatsoever. No black agenda whatsoever. So when we debating on Facebook, understand that my disposition is to win over as many hearts and minds as I possibly can, and I don't have all the answers. I'm figuring this thing out as I go. I tell you what, I'd rather me fail or one of my people fail as opposed to let one of my historical oppressors do it for me, and they continue to fail. This is everything that I just showed y'all is historical evidence that the Black Democratic Party and the Democratic Party as a whole have failed black people. They have failed us. And it's took y'all through it. We found nothing in there for the progression of black people. Nothing whatsoever. Which is best described in the form of reparations or complete and total independence. They're the only two options that we have that's going to give us some form of progression. So I'm done talking. Inshallah, I'm going to get to some of these comments, and I'm going to let y'all get back to y'all Wednesday or whatever day it is. Why can't there were some other comments on here. I don't know why my phone. Stop. My pen, boy. Hold up. Let me get my stuff together so that I can see all of the Assalamu alaikum, Fahim Whitehead. What's going on, little bitty buddy? I can't see all the comments. I seen that there were some comments earlier, but I'm gonna read what I can see. That's weird. Hold on. Thank you for the support, Colin Harden. Abdullah Badar, Muhammad Amanaki. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Said this is great info. I appreciate it big time. Yeah, I can't see some of the other comments. Okay, so Bessie Liliana says, "Forget owning the wealth in this country. USA is a world power, and we here own a majority of the world's wealth." I don't really. All right, I'll fix. You're talking about do something. Who are you talking to, boy? I don't know what that means, but I really don't understand the comment, Bessie. Nisa Rashid, she said, "Assalamu alaikum. Gotta go catch up." Okay, inshallah. Bessie Leon says, "So what happens when you do redlining is that now that the homes are devalued, the schools get less money, less health, and social resources for those in impoverished areas." Very true. The ramifications of it. Mark, it was another comment on here. My phone is acting weird. I can't see it for some reason. Hold up. Mark said, "Hey, nephew, he's ready to talk on this." I don't know if he was talking about me or what. I've seen some other comments on here, but for whatever reason, I can't see them anymore. I don't know. They might have hit me with the shadow ban. I was going in too heavy, but I haven't eaten dinner. I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna open it back up, inshallah, and I'll respond. I like to respond to the comments live so that we can get an immediate answer, or if I said something wrong or did something wrong, somebody corrected me or something, then I can put it up here right now. But thank y'all for watching my little presentation and being patient with me and bearing with me. Those who watched the video from the beginning to the end. Again, this is my research. If y'all got something better, hit me with it. Hit me with research though. Don't hit me with personal slurs, and that stuff hurts my feelings, man. You know, I'm out here working hard trying to get some equality for Black people. Don't hurt my feelings. Just, pull my coattail, like the old folks say, and say, "Hey, brother, that wasn't correct what you said. This is that and third," and hit me. And I always tell y'all, hit me with the facts. If y'all see I'm a research junkie, hit me with the facts. If you just hit me with a bunch of posts and stuff, and most of the time I'm already familiar with what I'm talking about, and you hit me with something opposite of what I done said, I'm gonna question you because I spend a considerable amount of time reading all these articles and this research and researching the sources and getting books on the stuff and talking to reputable individuals that's been doing it longer than I have. Like my life is dedicated to this stuff. So if your life is not dedicated and you smoke and drink more than you read, don't comment. You're gonna embarrass yourself and you're gonna ruin our relationship. So I'm gone. I'm gonna go get me something to eat. Inshallah ta'ala. This did some good and did some justice. Like I said, this is just for educational purposes. It is not a rap diss. It ain't nothing to go against nobody, to hurt nobody's feelings. None of the above. This is just education, proper education for our people, so that we can come up with the proper solution. We can come together and we can come up with the proper solution to giving ourselves true and free liberation. I'm gone. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولا إله إلا الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.